My family is not very big, but it is very important to me. I live in a small and cozy house with my mom, my dad, and my little brother. Our house is not large, but it feels warm and safe because we are together. In the living room there is a big sofa, a small table, and a television. On the wall we have family pictures in frames. When I look at them, I remember many happy days. My family makes this house feel like home. Every person in my family has a special place in my heart. My mom is gentle and kind. She always helps me when I need something. She likes to cook and often teaches me how to make simple meals. I stand with her in the kitchen and watch how she chops vegetables or stirs the soup. Sometimes she tells me stories from her childhood. I enjoy those quiet moments with her. My dad is hardworking and funny. He spends many hours at his office job, but when he comes home he always gives us his time. He puts down his bag, takes off his shoes, and sits with us in the living room. He likes to tell jokes, and even if we already know them, we laugh because he tells them in a playful way. He says that laughter keeps the family close, and I think he is right. My little brother is 7 years old. He is full of energy and noise, but also full of love. He runs through the house with his toys, pretending to be a superhero or a race car driver. Sometimes he makes a mess, but we forgive him quickly because he makes us laugh. He loves to draw with crayons and shows us his pictures with pride. We always tell him how beautiful his drawings are, and his eyes shine with joy. We also have a pet cat. He is soft and gray with bright eyes. He often sleeps on the sofa or walks slowly around the house. My brother tries to play with him, and sometimes the cat runs and hides under the table. Other times he lies down in the sun and ignores us all. At night he often comes into my room and purrs softly. It makes me feel calm. My family and our cat make me feel safe and happy. Every day, when I wake up and see them, I feel thankful. Home for me is not only walls and furniture. Home is the love, the care, and the people who wait for me inside. Without them, the house would be empty, but with them, it is full of life. My family is small, but it is the most precious thing I have. My mom is one of the most important people in my life, and I cannot imagine a day without her. She wakes up earlier than the rest of us to prepare breakfast and make sure everything is ready for the morning. The smell of food always fills the house and makes me feel warm and comfortable. Sometimes she cooks eggs, sometimes porridge, and sometimes pancakes if it is a special day. She also packs lunch for my little brother, so he has something tasty to eat at school. She is always busy, but she never complains. My mom is kind and patient. She helps me with my homework, especially when I do not understand something. She sits beside me at the table and explains slowly and clearly. If I make mistakes, she never gets angry. She tells me that mistakes are a part of learning and that every mistake helps me grow. This makes me feel safe to try and learn more. In the evenings, when the house is quiet, my mom likes to read books. She sits on the sofa with a soft blanket and a cup of tea, turning the pages slowly. Sometimes she shares stories from the books with me, and I like listening to her voice. She tells me that reading helps her relax after a busy day and gives her new ideas. On weekends, my mom enjoys working in the garden. She grows flowers and vegetables. She says that plants are like people, they need water, sun, and love to grow strong. I often help her water the plants, and I feel happy when I see them bloom. My mom also likes to keep the house tidy. She cleans, washes clothes, and makes everything look nice. She says that a clean home makes the mind calm. Even though she does so much work, she still finds time to smile, talk, and hug us. She has a gentle way of making everyone feel better, even on hard days. My mom is not only a parent to me, she is also a friend. She listens when I talk about school or my feelings, and she always understands. When I am sad, she hugs me, and when I am happy, she smiles with me. She makes me believe that I can do anything if I try. I love my mom very much, and I hope that one day I can be as strong, caring, and wise as she is. My dad is another very special person in my family. He works in an office, so he leaves the house early in the morning and comes home in the evening. Even though he is often tired after work, he always has time for us. When he comes through the door, he smiles, puts his bag down, and greets everyone. He sits with us in the living room and asks about our day. He listens carefully to everything we say, and if we have a problem, he gives advice. My dad has a good sense of humor. He loves telling jokes, even the old ones that we already know. We laugh anyway because he tells them in a funny voice or with silly faces. He says laughter is the best medicine for the heart, and I think he is right. On weekends, my dad likes to watch football on television. He makes tea, sits on the sofa, and cheers loudly for his favorite team. Sometimes he claps and shouts when they score, and my little brother laughs at him. He also likes to take us outdoors. We often walk together in the park, ride bicycles, or play ball. He says that spending time outside keeps us healthy and happy. When we walk, he tells us about nature. He knows the names of many trees, flowers, and birds, and he teaches us how to recognize them. My dad is also good at fixing things. If something in the house is broken, like a chair or a toy, he brings his tools and repairs it. Sometimes he lets me help. He shows me how to hold the screwdriver or hammer. He says it is important to learn how to fix small things instead of always buying new ones. I feel proud when I can do something with his help. My dad is not only strong but also gentle. He knows how to work hard, but he also knows how to love his family. He makes us feel safe and protected. I admire him because he is responsible, patient, and funny at the same time. He teaches me how to be brave and kind. I love my dad very much, and I am proud to be his daughter. My little brother is 7 years old, and he brings a lot of energy and fun into our home. From the moment he wakes up, he is already full of excitement. He often jumps out of bed and runs around the house looking for his toys. He likes to pretend that he is a superhero, flying around and saving the world, or that he is a race car driver making loud engine sounds. Sometimes he makes a mess, but his laughter is so bright that we cannot stay upset for long. He loves to draw pictures with his crayons. He sits on the floor with a big sheet of paper and fills it with colorful shapes, animals, and people. When he finishes, he proudly shows his work to everyone. My parents always praise him, and he feels so happy. He also enjoys building things with blocks. He builds tall towers, then knocks them down and laughs loudly when they fall. His favorite game is to build small houses and imagine that people live inside them. My brother goes to school every day with his little backpack. He feels very important when he carries his books and notebooks. At home, he tells us about his teacher, his classmates, and the games they play at recess. He likes learning new things, but I think he likes playing with his friends even more. In the evening, before going to bed, he often asks my mom to read him a story. He loves fairy tales and animal stories. When he listens, his eyes grow wide, and he looks like he is inside the adventure. Sometimes, when the story is exciting, he claps his hands or asks questions. My brother is still small, so he sometimes makes mistakes. He spills juice, forgets to put away his toys, or breaks something by accident. But when he realizes it, he quickly says sorry and gives a big hug. It is very hard to stay angry with him because he is so sweet. He has a big heart, and he loves sharing his candies or toys with me. Having a little brother means I always have someone to play with, to laugh with, and to help. He makes my life brighter, louder, and more colorful. I cannot imagine my home without him, because he is a very important part of our family. My grandparents are a very special part of my family, and even though they live in another city, we try to visit them as often as we can. Their house is small and old, but it always feels warm and full of love. When we arrive, my grandma is usually waiting at the door with a big smile. She hugs us and takes us into the kitchen, where the smell of delicious food fills the air. She makes homemade bread, soups, and cakes. Her kitchen is always cozy, and I feel safe and happy there. My grandpa is calm and wise. He likes to sit in his chair and tell us stories about his childhood and about times when life was very different. He explains how people worked harder without modern machines, how they played simple games, and how they always helped their neighbors. I enjoy listening because I learn a lot from him. Sometimes he brings out old photo albums. The pictures are black and white, and I see my parents as children. It feels strange and interesting to see how life looked many years ago. My grandma also likes to knit. She makes warm scarves, hats, and sweaters for me and my brother. She says that knitting keeps her hands busy and her heart calm. My brother loves running around their garden. In summer, we pick apples from the trees, and they taste sweet and fresh. Sometimes we sit outside with my grandparents, eating fruit and talking about everything. In the evening, when we stay overnight, they prepare soft blankets for us. We all sit together, drink tea, and enjoy the quiet. The house feels peaceful, and time seems slower there. My grandparents always tell us to study well, be polite, and care for each other. They believe family is the most important thing in life. Being with them makes me understand that family is not only about today but also about the past. They give us love, stories, and wisdom that connect generations together. I feel very lucky to have such kind and caring grandparents. They make me proud of where I come from, and they remind me how precious family really is. My uncle and aunt are also part of my family, and they make our family even bigger and happier. They live not far from us, so we see them often. They have 2 children, and they are my cousins. My cousins are close to my age, and we get along very well. When we meet, we always play together. Sometimes we ride bicycles, sometimes we play ball in the yard, and sometimes we sit inside and draw or play games. We laugh a lot and never feel bored when we are together. My uncle is a friendly man. He works as a teacher, and he knows many interesting things. When I have a question about school, he can always explain it in a simple way. He likes telling stories, some funny and some serious, and he always keeps everyone's attention. He also makes jokes, and he and my dad often laugh together when we all sit at the table. My aunt is kind and gentle. She is very good at baking, and she always prepares something sweet when we visit. Sometimes it is cookies, sometimes cake, and sometimes small pies. Her kitchen smells wonderful, and I love eating her chocolate cake the most. She also likes to decorate the house with flowers, so their home always looks bright and welcoming. My cousins are like extra brothers and sisters to me. We share secrets, talk about school, and make plans to do fun things together. Sometimes we play video games, sometimes we watch cartoons, and sometimes we just sit and chat. They tell me about their friends, and I tell them about mine. On holidays and birthdays, our families celebrate together. We gather around the table, eat a lot of food, talk loudly, and sometimes even dance. Those moments feel very special because everyone is together, smiling and enjoying the day. Being with my uncle, aunt, and cousins makes me realize how lucky I am to have not only my parents and grandparents but also a bigger family that cares about me. They make life more colorful and full of joy. Having them close means that I will always have people to support me, to laugh with me, and to share happy times. They are an important part of my family story, and I love them very much. Our cat is also an important member of the family, and even though he cannot speak, he brings us joy every single day. He is soft and gray with shiny green eyes that look bright in the sunlight. His fur is smooth, and he walks around the house slowly, like he is the boss. During the day, he usually sleeps on the sofa or in a sunny corner of the living room. When the sun shines through the window, he lies down in the warm spot and closes his eyes. He can stay there for hours, looking peaceful and calm. In the evening, he becomes more active. He jumps onto chairs, hides behind the curtains, and sometimes runs quickly from one room to another. My little brother loves to play with him. He takes a toy mouse on a string, and the cat chases it, jumping and running in circles. Sometimes the cat jumps high into the air, and when he misses the toy, he slides across the floor. We all laugh at his funny moves, but he looks very proud when he finally catches the toy. Our cat is playful, but also very gentle. At night, he often comes into my room. He climbs onto my bed, lies down at my feet, and purrs softly. The sound is quiet and steady, like a little song. It makes me feel calm, and it helps me fall asleep faster. Sometimes, when I am reading a book, he sits on my lap and looks at me with his big eyes. It feels like he understands me, even though he cannot talk. My parents say that pets bring happiness into a home, and I believe that is true. Our cat makes us smile even on days when we are tired or sad. He is not just an animal, he is like a friend. We feed him, care for him, and give him love, and he gives us joy in return. Having him in the family also teaches us to be responsible, because we must always make sure he has food, water, and a safe place to sleep. He may be small, but he makes our family feel complete. I cannot imagine our house without him. Together with my mom, my dad, my little brother, my grandparents, my uncle, my aunt, my cousins, and our cat, my family is everything to me. They are the people and the love that make me feel safe and happy every single day.